Oh boy, where do I even start? What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics and jump and dive throughout the relationship so you don't drown too. As always, I am just a man just trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So, over on Florida, there's a man who's currently in trouble, as it says. Florida man is behind bars awaiting trial after allegedly killing a woman who traveled from the United Kingdom and agreed to pay him $4,000 to carry out her fantasy of being sexually abused, tortured, and murdered. Listen, though, if there's ever an excuse, right, that somebody tries to hit you with talking about some you aren't I'm sorry, you got girls paying dudes to be their rapist. Do you know how insane that sounds? This 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 is why I don't play those games. If I'm ever doing anything with a girl and she wants it rough, the best you getting is the limpest fucking strike. I'm not doing none of that. And I've been asked that by different girls before, and I'm just like, I don't got it in me to harm you. Right? I don't. We could play fight. I may kick you off the bed, may roll you up into a tortilla and like slowly push you off the bed, but you know that heavy hitting shit, that giving the girl the rock bottom as you bust a nut and all of that. I just that's not my thing. And I got yelled at by chicks before talking about some don't yuck someone's yum, and I'm like, bro, the girl licks toilet seats. I'm supposed to sit there and accept that. Yes, that actually happened. Anyway, let's get it. Let's get it. So, M, right? And I believe it is crazy because I could have swore that I blocked this account, right? It's funny, right? So over on Twitter on X, you can block accounts and it doesn't do shit. If you block, well, first of all, it depends on the account, right? But it's like it doesn't even matter. You don't have control of the shit you see. They purposely made it that way. I know before it was still kind of fucked up, and then when Elon took over, it's really fucked up. It's the same thing with YouTube. YouTube took away features. I can no longer pin comments or certain little shit that was I didn't even think these were unique features. I thought these were basic features. YouTube took the ability for my channel to even really interact certain things. I can't upload certain type of definition. So I guess like 4K, which I don't know who the fuck does that on YouTube because it compresses it. There's a couple of things I can't do, and it took it away. And I'm like, yo, bro, these are basic ass features. You would have thought that advanced features would have been some shit like recommending certain channels. And if you click on my channel, you subscribe to me, like I said, you should start seeing the shit that I recommend to you guys, right? That's not an advanced feature. You can't block channels. You can say you're not interested and it'll still push the bullshit on you. But over on Twitter, if you block an ad, right, like Timu or some shit, you can block their thing and Twitter will still push this towards you because they paid for their ad to be shown. Do you see how fucked up that is? So you can even pay to have certain privileges on Twitter, and it means absolutely fucking nothing. Anyway, I thought I blocked this chick because I have this thing, right, where it's like if I see a girl who's a cam girl or a whore or whatever like that, sure, yeah, you make my dick hard, right? But the second you start trying to grandstand and I can see you're a broken individual trying to spew advice, I don't want to hear you, right? I want to see your body, and that's it. I separate business with pleasure. We should be able to do this, and we should be able to understand this, right? Business with pleasure. I don't want to hear from a whore, a broken whore, especially at that, about morality. That's just not my thing. Like I said, I can respect a girl even if she's in that field. But the second you start with the bullshit and you push that bullshit on people, that's where we part ways. Thank you for your cervix. Anyway, the girl says, I've looked into this case and it's so sad. He recorded a lot of their interactions and it's clear she was mentally struggling and suicidal. He would make her tell the camera why she wanted him to do these things, and she would degrade herself in a heartbreakingly defeated tone. I believe she genuinely thought she was undeserving of love and deserved to be abused. In the videos he would record, she looked absolutely terrified and broken. It's awful. Oh, so you're the first person that's ever seen a woman act before? This was her fantasy. This is what got her off. This was her thing. Again, this is a girl. And before anyone sits there and says this, is this a girl? Is this the type of girl? Let's see. Do we need to yeah? Now granted, it's just her showing her ass, right? Like it's nothing crazy. It's just her showing her ass, but we know what you are. Like we know, look, I'm not crazy. I'm sure yes, we know exactly what the fuck you are, right? And I've always found it crazy that they be the most vocal individuals, and a lot of times they're using bots. Soon as something pops up, they'll comment the most like shallow fucking opinion on something just to get people because they know people are going to click and get funneled to their OnlyFans or whatever the fuck that they're doing. Right? Again, it's disgusting, predatory, manipulative ass behavior. Anyway, I find this crazy that this person came to the defense of them, right? Because of their personal bias of being a broken individual, right? And the first thing that she tries to do is absolve this girl who, once again, for people in the back who don't know, people in the back that don't remember, flew from the United Kingdom to the United States, paid a guy $4,000 to be her rapist, right? Remember when we were joking? Remember when we were joking not too long ago how the look that girls give when you tell them to stop being cozy with their rapist? Because a lot of times girls will call guys rapists and they're not rapists. They just didn't get their way. A lot of times, there's a percentage of women who have rape fantasies. I think everyone, guys included, will, right? Again, there's a difference between us being animals and monsters and being human. Human says, you don't do this shit in reality, right? You may subconsciously be into some shit. You may be into some shit that's not in real life, right? I'm into plenty of horrible shit that I would never do in real life. And I don't want those things in real life. That stays in fantasy. But you got individuals that when they grow up and they're given whatever that they want and they're barely ever told no, they get more and more extreme and they blur the lines between fantasy and reality. They don't understand the difference. They don't want to understand the difference. It becomes gray, morally gray. Broken individuals, they muddy the waters between what's gray and what's black and white all the time. This is the reason why an individual like this will come forward and try to, again, absolve this person and say, oh, well, this person was suicidal and this person act blah, 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 blah. This girl wasn't suicidal. This girl wasn't suicidal. Nobody who's suicidal nobody who's suicidal. I mean, granted, I don't fucking know, but I don't think this girl was suicidal. I think that this girl was just fucking stupid. I think this girl had a rape fetish. And the motherfucker that she was around actually fucking did the fucking thing like a piece of shit that he is. That's what I think happened. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck with it. I'm gonna say some shit that's not politically correct. And they come off as me. If she was really about that life, she wouldn't have went to no Florida with no old ass, busted ass dude. You know what she would have did? She would have went right and found somebody her age over in the United Kingdom, maybe some African Muslim or some Muslim over there, or maybe some incel white boy over there. Talking about this is where I play my games. Oh, you talk about Xbox? Get her the goddamn guillotine. She could have done that. She flew all the way to Florida to get her rocks off. Paid the man for it. There's dudes that would have done that shit. You don't gotta pay nothing. So she wasn't really about that life. She was not suicidal the way, again, the excuses low quality individuals make to defend their lifestyles, and because they're broken, they're trying to push their broken reality onto everyone else, and we gotta just accept it. Another thing, and tell me in the comments if you follow me on this, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't think anybody is deserving of love. I've never understood when people say that shit. That is the dumbest thing in my head to hear that. Excuse me. Nobody is deserving of love. I didn't say people shouldn't be wanted to be loved. There's a very big difference. Nobody deserves to be loved. Right? Love is either earned or it's given. You don't deserve love. You know who says they deserve love? Broken women who already are in the triple digit body count, and now they want a mulligan and they want to find them a good man. They deserve love after playing the fucking streets, and now they want to spin the block on some poor idiot or some fucking nice guy who thinks if he buys a woman a bunch of shit, he owns that woman. He deserves that woman. No, you can earn it and it can be taken away. Love can be earned and it can be taken away. When you do bad things, you lose what you earned. You don't deserve someone's love. Or it can be given in the case of a parent, right? You love somebody unconditionally. That's given. That's not deserved. That's given, right? A person can randomly come up to you and give you their love. That is something given. That is not something you deserve. There's plenty of good people that deserve a lot of things, and they're not loved. They don't get loved. This again, I've always found that shit goofy, and this is the shit that they. To me, it always irks me when I hear that. It always irks me. So leave it in the comments what you think about that. I see it all the fucking time, and the ones who say that they deserve love, every single time I hear I deserve love, it's one of the most broken, reality bending ass types who do more harm to themselves, who don't love themselves, so about they deserve love. It's so weird to me. Anyway, he was also married and secretly communicated with her over the course of 2 years, slowly breaking her down and convincing her to go through with her suicidal behavior. Oh my fucking gosh. Do you see how I just need to. So this is okay. So this is about her, right? All of this is just absolving her, right? So it's not even all of this technically. It's probably she probably put like one sentence to this person, and the rest of this is about him. He also was married and secretly communicated with her over the course of 2 years. So what? So what? People cheat. This is something you support. We know you supported OnlyFans e-girl, so I don't even care if you don't support it. We know at some point you do support it because you're an ally, right? That's how I view things. I know it's fucked up, but that's how I view things. It'll be those type of girls who will be sitting there talking to X, Y, and Z and be a homophobic, but you know if they get pressed, they'll claim to be an ally. I already know. Anyway, his wife defended him. Here we go, listen. And convinced her to go through with her suicidal behavior. There's ants on my fucking keyboard. I hate putting my keyboard here. His wife defended him, saying he put her out of her misery, which is disgraceful. Absolutely. The guy is a piece of shit and he should rot in prison. Moving on. No. We gotta torch the fucking guy, right? We gotta torch the guy. Right? You're not going to sit here and say it's crazy that she did that and that's really sad and X, Y, and Z. No. We're going to sit here and say that she's an innocent angel and mental health. Listen, mental illness, right? If that's the case, over like 40% of women, over 40, clearly have mental health issues and grown adult bodies that were never checked as kids. And it's only gotten worse. So that excuse goes out the window. Anyway, his wife defended him, saying he put her out of her misery, which is disgraceful. He tortured her, killed her, and buried her in the woods. He is a sick man who preyed on a vulnerable woman who needed mental help. She's at peace now, says M, the girl who's also putting herself in a vulnerable position, but I guess it's a position of power when it's sex work, right? So she doesn't see this as a girl putting herself in vulnerability of men. That's the thing that they're so fucking contradictory. This is what's so crazy to me. I've always found this crazy. The same women who sit there and say, do not degrade women, I'm not an object, are the ones that are always on OnlyFans. They're the ones who hate men, but they owe their entire financial gains to men. It is the funniest shit to me. Remember that video I did? There was a video of the chick who she was upset that her boyfriend or something. It was something going on. I forgot what it was. It was really, really stupid, though. And she was trying to be real judgmental about this guy. And then she revealed that she was cheating on him and X, Y, and Z. And she had different girlfriends and all of this. But what was it? What did this guy do? I can't remember. It's the video which, like, they're both sitting down and it's this fucking guy. And she revealed that she has a roster of chicks. But I think he can't play video games or something. It was something stupid. It was something really dumb. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. Okay, I found it. It was that the guy watched porn. He admitted to watching porn once or twice a week, and the girl flipped out, even though she was cheating on him. So anyway, it's actually really goofy. It's really goofy, right?
And this is how you wanted to die, right? You wanted to be beaten and made to suffer because you're such a piece. Say it.
I needed to be beaten and suffer because I'm such a piece of...
Good. You're not being forced to say that, right? So are you getting what you wanted? Are you pleased? Are you happy?
Each other over this treasure.
And this is how you wanted.
Anyway, it's terrible. Damn, so that's what makeup and lighting does? Anyway, again, the guy is fucked up. He deserves to be in prison forever. That wife of his needs to be checked the fuck out. But again, when you have evil people gravitate towards evil people and allow evil people to be evil. Unless they call them out and they stand up against it. That woman, the whole thing of the guy talking to the girl and the wife didn't know, the wife fucking knew because I heard a woman's voice in the background. And even when she defended him, she didn't fucking care. Because they're evil people. But to sit there and absolve this fucking girl like as though she's just innocent, she has no agency, is fucking stupid. And I'm never going to sit there and pretend that that's not what's really happening here. This is the whole case. If anyone's interested, it's a hard watch, is it? That's fucking horrible. One of the things, though, I know it's best to not learn about this for my own mental well-being. I hope she can rest in peace and those responsible get what they deserve. I hope bad things happen to him. Very bad. He deserves no mercy. I feel for her, though. That's heartbreaking. I love this right here because I actually clicked on this person's profile, right? So we got video games, right? Where are you from again? The United States, but he's from the Nigeria, right? So this is one of them African fucking simps who, again, I know it is. Oh my fucking god, it's nudity. It's nudity. It's nudity immediately on my fucking thing. So he just posted that. I need boobs badly. My face makes for an excellent seat. From Nigeria, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, the fact of the matter that no one's pointing out that she has autonomy is crazy. This was not a little child. This was not a little girl. This was a grown-ass woman who paid a man money to play out her sick fantasies. And we just got to sit there and pretend that women are just always victims. It's so sad. I respect women too much to pretend that they don't have brains, man. Yeah. Any bad thing a woman does has to do with mental illness and not her being an absolute idiot. Absolutely. Finally a fucking comment. Mental illness. Bro, so she was so mentally ill. Again, she was so mentally ill, she flew all the way to the United Kingdom and paid a guy $4,000. You do not think. They don't think. That's the problem. They don't think. They just see a woman. That's all it is. They just see a woman. Now, let me go edit this goddamn video. Listen, all right? Research showed that in between 31 and 62 of women have experienced rape fantasy in their lifetime. For most who experience them, those thoughts occur on a few times a year, and they do not reflect the desire or real-world sexual assault. Sure. Lifetime occurrence. Studies report numbers ranging from 31 to 62% of women. Frequent thoughts. About 9 to 17% of women say these are a favorite or regular part of their sex life. How often? For women who have them, the average is about 4 times a year, while roughly 14 have them once a week. All right, so we have again, and I said this before, once a number gets to a certain point in something, it can seem like it's a lot of them, or it's, because you'll see it frequently. 20% of our women, because these numbers, again, whenever I look at these numbers, I either bump it up a little bit higher or dump it a little bit lower, right? Now, we know when it comes down to a male body count, if a man is sitting there talking about his sex, about his body count, especially back in my day, if a guy says his body count right, you can reduce it by a certain amount, right? But if a woman says her body count, there's a good chance that you can triple that fucking shit or some crazy shit, right? So the thing is right here, I would just say, if I remember correctly, because I saw another thing, it said like 23% of women or 21 or some shit like that have rape fantasies frequently, right? That's a terrible fucking number. That is a terrible fucking number. That is 1 in 5. 1 in 5 women are into that shit. And because it's the fucking internet, those people find people. They find each other. If you don't think that this girl probably wasn't on some website or she knew somebody who was into this shit, there's literally fetish websites out there. I know there are. Because I was on one. Someone put me onto one. And I got out real quick, but that was not before. There was a white girl who was in a relationship, and I knew that she liked, what was her thing that she liked? I don't even know what she liked. But I remember her sitting there and her being like, she didn't like me, right? But she tried to put me onto her friend. And there was nothing wrong with her friend. There was nothing wrong with the girl, right? And before I told her friend, I was like, I don't want to do it. I was like, I said, that's crazy that she tried to do that. And I was like, is it because you just don't date or whatever like that? She was like, no, she didn't understand any of that. I said, no problem. But before any of that, I told that girl who tried to push me onto another girl, right? Because she was, I don't know what her fucking fetish was, but I do know the idea of her doing something wrong and me knowing about it and me telling her, like I told her straight up, I was like, yo, you at work? Go in the bathroom. I want to see some pictures right now. Right? See how far I can push this. And lo and behold, girl did this. And she still wanted me to talk to her friend, but she could not say no. Right? Some broken people are broken. Like, I'm so sorry if I come off as a little bit mean. What the guy did to this woman was absolutely fucking wrong and terrible and evil. And his ass deserves to rot in jail forever or death penalty if that's the case. I don't care if the girl wanted it stupidly. The girl's fucking stupid. And to pretend that this is on the same level as an Athena Strand, a little girl who a grown-ass man took inside of his FedEx truck who was already convicted of child molestation and all of that shit, drove this girl miles away from her home while she was sitting there asking to go back home, and she didn't understand, but she trusted this man, and this man took her into the back of the fucking truck and molested her and raped her. Parts of his DNA was found in parts where a man's DNA should not be inside of a little girl. He strangled her and threw her in fucking a body of water or a Lincoln Riley. Right? Like we got to sit here and pretend that this is on the same level when there are actual rapists, when there are actual murderers out there, molesters, all of this shit. I'm sorry. I'm just not that type of fucking person. I'm not the type of person to sugarcoat shit. I can't fall into your work reality because you want to be a reality bender. I've always been like that. I'm sorry. I just can't. I feel terrible that this has happened to this girl. I don't care about her fucking decisions. Yes, the guy's a piece of shit. But if you want me to, again, put this on the same level, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And I think more or less the reason why I have this stance is because you see all these limp wrist fucking betas, right? That I guess just to get approved by a fucking whore, that's what she is. To get approval from a whore, they all sit there and they warp their fucking their views on something just to get in some fucking ethot's fucking good graces. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.